Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
Love that intro.
I'm a fan as well. That's why we've kept it.
And
Welcome
you?
into Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. I am Big Nate. He is Huck.
I am Huck.
And we're here. We're ready to rock. We're ready to drink some beer.
Oh, no, we're
Oh,
not.
no, we're
No,
not.
we're not going to
That's
drink
right.
any beer today.
Well,
You know, we've
what
been
are we
drinking beer
having?
so long, I'm sick of it. So we're going to try something new.
I'm honestly shocked you're sick of it, but we will try something new.
I was
This is something I've not had with you.
I was lying. I'm not sick of beer. But this is cider, right? You drink it with two fingers. Never mind. Don't go to that joke with two fingers. No.
I find it weird that none of these were made by Dickens.
Ah, yeah.
That joke was just hanging there.
It was. It was out there. If you didn't get it, call us later. We'll tell you. Okay, so you
What
know
what
what?
prompted you to get cider?
Well, the truth is that I was looking for Valentine beers, and then there was a Valentine-ish cider, which I think is in the next segment. And I went, okay, so because I couldn't find a lot of Valentine's beer. Anyway, I put it in there, put in my little 6 pack. I'm at my beer store. I put my beers in. I have shoppers. Actually, I had two this time. They help me. I tell them what the theme is, and we go around and look at all the beer. There's a lot of beer, and so and I said, well, you know what? I don't recall. Maybe one time I did a cider show, maybe once. And I started as a baby. I liked apple juice, right?
Yeah,
And my grandkids love apple juice.
I like apple juice.
And I like apple cider. You mull apple cider, put a little vodka in it. Perfect. So I'm like, okay. So basically, this is cold mulled cider with vodka. I'm all about it. So, but, and I will tell you, my experiences with going to beer events, the cider girls, I don't think we have any of their beers, so I'll just leave them out. They were always giving us good stuff, good merch, and they were very pretty. For an old man, so if I catch like a dog, if I catch the car, I don't know what to do with it. But in any case, they were very pretty. They were very nice, and they always had the cider. And then so here we are, full circle. We're gonna do ciders because I mean it's February. It's short month. What you run out of things to do in
Try
February.
something new.
What are you gonna do? February, there's nothing to do. So here we are. We're doing ciders.
I happen to be a huge fan of cider, so I'm very excited for this show. Of course, the Schilling Hard Cider, local legend, 5.2% ABV. We got Bigfoot on the label.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that one got picked. I'm a big fan of Bigfoot. So I have the Original Sin Black Widow cider, blackberries and freshly pressed New York apples, 6.0 APV, which is nothing to almost a Huck session. Established in 1996, Original Sin is one of the initial modern day U.S. cider companies. And from day one, they said blah, blah, blah. So here we are. I'm like, okay, so there's nothing better than apple juice pressed, apple cider pressed when you're at one of those apple festivals. There's nothing better. As a matter of fact, flash from the back, when I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old, I didn't think I had my driver's license. Bunch of us were up on top of Afton Mountain, carousing late at night. I don't know that we were drinking, but anyway, we decided we wanted some apples. So we went to this apple orchard that was across from the golf course there. Went in there and I climbed up a tree and I'm gathering apples. So we want apples. And Farmer came out and he was not happy about it.
No.
He shot me out of that tree with a shotgun filled with rock salt. So I learned my lesson about stealing apples. So I actually purchased these. I did not steal them because I still remember that lesson that farmer taught me about don't F with farmers. Do not.
I'm impressed. Like, I've been to an apple orchard. It's a pain in the ass to walk through.
Oh yeah.
They're not easy because
You twist your
what
ankle.
happens? Yeah, the fruit falls.
Yeah.
The roots are already pretty gnarled, and
Mhm,
it, it,
mhm.
it it's an adventure. That's not an easy hike.
Well, we lived in Botetourt for years, and actually, I was on the Migrant and Seasonal Farm Workers Board back when I was more political, and a lot of that was about apple picking. I know much more about apple orchards than I probably should.
Apples and tobacco. That's what Virginia is known for. And I guess grapes. We got grapes now.
I was gonna say crack cocaine, but okay.
I'm pretty sure the board's not doing
We
anything
don't have.
with
Yeah, we
that.
don't. Yeah, they don't pick that.
I was looking at legitimate business ventures.
A lot of wineries. Yeah,
There are a lot of wineries.
I did that whole winery route one time. But anyway, back to apples. So apples are a big, big business. Problem is that apples they're very sensitive, like peaches, for the weather. So you have good years and bad years. So I don't know how that works in the cider industry. I know that when beer has bad years for hops, that's a problem. But I think cider generally, I think some apple versions are already, they grow right at that range in the mountains, right? They're not like in the flatlands and they're not on top. I think coffee's up high. Wine is in about the same range.
Yep.
And so you have this temperate climate that can be freezing, not freezing. There can be real problems, wet, not wet, for these things. But apples are a little bit, they're more hardy than peaches. I know that, and I'm not sure grapes may be a little more hardy than apples. But when the apple crop is good, it's oh so good. And there's like 30 varieties of apple. I can probably name 10 if I've really thought about it. So what do you do with cider? Is it a particular kind of cider you make it with? Apple you make it with? You have to, I mean, which apples do you make cider with? I don't know anything about it.
So, I mean, from what I understand, like it depends on the style. Um, you've got the original Sin Black Widow, that's blackberry, and that's going to be probably what is
What
it
kind of
described as
apple,
a
though?
sweet cider or a semi-sweet?
Well, I'd say semi-sweet.
Semi-sweet. So that's probably going to be like your Macintosh or your Gala, like
Ah, see, you
something
knocking,
that's
you
not.
talking some stuff there.
But
You naming them.
like a traditional cider, they're more like champagne. I think I'm pretty sure little sneak peek. One of the ones you grabbed is in fact a dry cider.
I'll probably like that one.
Yeah. It's absolutely my favorite style. It's the more European style. So those are going to be like closer to like your wild
We let
apples
them
that
have
you
apples in
can't.
Europe.
I
I'm,
don't know. We
I'm
did it
calling
with good
Trump.
reason,
Trump, you need to look into this.
but
Or
so those
Elon.
are going to be
There.
like when you eat the apple, it's not going to be one of those sweet ones. It's going to be more the better,
Yeah, I like them.
the sour. And
We had a green apple tree in our backyard when I was growing up, and I ate those things till I got sick.
I love apples.
Yeah.
It's easily like Granny Smith, for instance. We keep them in the house, and like we'll go through a dozen apples
That's
between
pretty
me and the
good.
kids in like 2 days.
How many carbs does the apple have?
I don't know. I know how many carbs this cider has.
Do you know that?
10 grams, 3% of your daily value.
That's a lot for one can of beer.
Well, I mean, this is true, but
Can I just go on a side note real quick?
you're not allowed to eat apples anymore?
No, I just saw that Dogfish Head is making a 30-minute IPA that has a comparable carb rate to Michelob Ultra. Anyway, I'll leave that
We're
there.
going to have to try that.
They don't have it anywhere near us yet.
Yet.
Brand new.
Yet.
Sam was on TV drinking it for the Super Bowl with some people. He had the 30-minute, the 60-minute, the 90-minute, and the 120, right? All the every quarter, 4 quarters. I thought it was great. I shared it on my Twitter account, which is Huck's Beers Buzz.
X. It's called X now.
Yeah, I shared it on Twitter. Anyway,
You're as bad as I am. I refuse. X is
no, I like X. X is fine. I just forget.
Twitter's
No, I can't remember what I had.
You
for
know what I
breakfast.
meant.
Wait a minute, I had beer for breakfast,
Beer for breakfast, beer for lunch,
beer for dinner, and for midnight
whiskey
snack.
for dessert.
Oh man, whiskey. Okay, whiskey show coming up.
I'm down with a
March
whiskey show.
comes in like a whiskey, I think.
Whiskey business.
Whiskey business. I like that. I want a T-shirt that says it. Yes,
We'll make them up.
We're gonna do some merch, guys.
Tuesday, whiskey business.
Whiskey business. It will say Tuesday, Brewsday Tuesday on the back, a little patch.
I like it.
Whiskey business.
We really got to get going on some of these ideas we have.
Yeah, but we're too drunk most of the time.
I was gonna say either we got to stop drinking together, one of us has to sober up, and
Oh, wait. We'll get an intern, a free intern.
we're not after the last incident.
We're
We're not allowed to
forgot.
have interns.
Yeah, I forgot.
Nobody did anything to the intern.
That
Just a lot of
that
intern jokes.
That they didn't want.
It was consensual.
It was consensual. That's my favorite joke. You ever heard of Snap-on tools? Saw a picture of a truck and it had like a little thing on the first step. When you went into the truck, it says, "Beyond this point, everything's consensual." And if you know anything about
Snap-on
mechanics and
tools,
yeah, they're expensive.
We really don't do interns anymore because of our last intern.
Really? That was
He was kind of a know-it-all.
FKIA.
He was regularly wrong, and
F you can figure out. Know it all's the rest.
I may or may not be responsible for the policy.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
always
may-
bad when you're.
I may or may not have been brutally honest, and well, he's no longer living in the area.
I was always proud when I worked for a
I
company.
wasn't mean. I was honest.
I'm always proud when I work for a company. I work for Mary. I work for some big companies. If I was responsible for a HR rule, that's been like my badge of courage. Okay. I was responsible for that rule.
I'm shooting for getting an HR rule at a place I don't work.
That's good. Yeah.
That's my goal.
That is good.
Like I want a policy to be Nathan's rule.
At your wife's work or your friend's work. Yeah. That'd be good.
Well, no, I don't poop where I eat. I'm not going to do that at my wife's work. I mean, that could come with some real consequences because that's a school system. But, like if I create a policy at Walmart, hey, maybe we don't, no matter how much cash the customer gives you, we don't pee on them. That could be a policy. I don't know.
Okay, wait.
I'm going to need disposable income.
Let's go back to cider, which kind of looks like pee, except for this one. What the hell is this? I'm just going to go
That's
with
the blackberries. I mean, they are.
Okay, because this is
potent.
Red.
I mean, that is red.
It's communist. This is a communist cider.
Well,
I don't know about that.
they can't grow apples in any of the major
I don't know how to-
countries.
I gotta be straightforward here. I don't know how to judge a cider.
Are
We
you
have to-
enjoying it?
Yes, that's what I was saying. We have to go back to the old school,
How's it feel on your tongue?
kind of tart.
Kind of tart. Okay.
I have some things I could say, but I'm not going to.
Are there any flavors that you would say are off-putting? Does it smell like copper or sulfur?
No, this is tasty pudding. I don't say that about everything.
That's a good cider.
I saw a thread about people talking about new Oreo cookies.
We don't need more new Oreos.
Well,
They
now-
only do it so you'll buy the original Oreos.
I don't ever buy those, but they have a really thin lemon one, which I'm trying to be on low carb right now because I've gained 10 pounds, which means I'm up to the lowest I ever was all my life. But still, now I feel fat at that. But they're super delicious. But somebody's talking about one caramel or something.
Yeah, that's the Post Malone Oreo.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Well, if they take the tattoo off the face of the Oreo, I might eat it. No, did I say
There's
that?
Pringles Miller Light beer can chicken Pringles. I've been trying to find
I don't
those.
even know what you're saying. I'm not understanding your language.
Have
What
you
language are you speaking?
Made a beer can chicken. Have you ever made one of those?
Okay, no, I've never had, but I've seen them. They look cool.
Well, they're delicious. You should definitely try that.
Do you leave the beer in the can or not?
You leave the beer in the can, but the
Do you
beer
pop it or just
you
let it
want-
explode?
You pop it. You want the beer to be room temperature because if you use a cold beer, your chicken's not going to cook the full way.
That's bad.
It's a whole process. Delicious. Some of the moistest chicken you'll ever have, to use a word. I hate.
People don't like moist is a word. I like it.
But
Everything that's moist I know of, I like.
so there are Pringles that are supposed to taste like that. And I will say I definitely, when I make beer can chicken, that's the only time I buy Miller Lite.
Okay, so let me just
So we're gonna try these Pringles.
can I ask a question?
Yes. You
Are
just
they
did.
all natural flavors? Yeah, can I ask 2 questions? 3.
No, no good snack food is all natural
Oh,
flavors.
see, now that's what I'm talking about. You need to soak the chips in the chicken fat, which sounds great to me. Other
That
people might be offended. I'm like,
I mean, then you have to put it back through the
I
dehydrator. That's a whole routine.
soak it. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Eh,
However you got to do it, you just get it right.
blah blah blah. My Pringles give me salmonella.
No, no. As long as you heat it up, you're okay. That's what people don't understand. My wife's like really big on food safety. 'Cause I was in a restaurant business for 30 or more years. I still do I dabble. So it's like, chicken will only kill you if you don't heat it up really hot.
Chicken's the only one that makes me nervous.
What about beef? She's like, oh, our steaks are turning brown. I'm like, yeah, people pay extra money for aged beef. That's what I'm
It's
giving you,
true.
honey.
Once it oxidizes, yeah.
Aged beef.
No, and that's completely
But
normal.
chicken,
That's
okay, no matter how bad chicken gets, unless it turns green,
but
just heat it up, kill the salmonella.
but beef is the like least likely to give you food poisoning. Pork's also been like dialed back. Now you can
Yeah,
cook
the
pork like
problem
you
with
do steak.
problem with pork was the worm.
Yeah, I
Well, I know, I can't
was it
remember.
tapeworms? No, it wasn't tapeworm.
No, but it's a worm.
Yeah,
That was a problem with pork.
and that's been largely eradicated. So now
Yeah.
you can like make your pork chops. Not that I think you would want to. They do fine
One of my
at
friends on the
temperature.
internet's like, oh, just want to thank Jimmy for that pig he gave us, and Susie, and 530 pounds, and now we're gonna eat it. I'm like, we loved her. She's so sweet. And you killed what you loved, and you're gonna eat it. Come on, people now.
They're gonna do that with Gam Gam when she passes.
Oh mercy, I hate that.
Long pig. They
Long
call it
pig. Yeah.
long pig.
Vietnam. Yeah, I think that came to Vietnam.
I don't. I know
Somewhere.
that's what cannibals call
Yeah,
human
long
meat.
pig. Yeah.
This is taking a turn, sir.
Back to cider.
Cider. Where the hell did we end up?
Long pig.
Oh, we were scoring. We were scoring your cider and turned into cannibalism.
There you go.
It's a sign. It's going to be a fun show.
All right, so I don't know. So I've been a judge for beer. I've been a judge for Odyssey of the Mind. I've been a judge for a lot of things. So anytime it's new, you got to score it in the middle. You don't know what's better or what's worse. So I'm going to give this a 4. 4 being a good score. This is a good cider. I don't know what's to come.
All right.
So that's where I'm at. And this is the Original Sin, which I was part of. I was probably there. And Black Widow cider.
All right. So the Schilling Hard Cider, the local legend, 5.2% ABV. I mean, as far as ciders go, it's a little bit more European in that it's not like sometimes you'll find I particularly see this with like Bold Rock or
Bold Rock, that's the ones that
Angry Orchard.
has the pretty ladies.
They add a ton of sugar. So after the fact, you end up with heartburn because they're trying to cut the acidity of the apples. This is just purely a natural cider.
Quite knowledgeable.
It's pretty damn phenomenal. It's made with heirloom bitter sharp apples and fresh pressed apples. They don't say what apples they are, but the fact that they're using heirloom apples coming out of Auburn, Washington, I'm going to go ahead and this is a 5.
Oh.
This is absolutely a 5. I would buy this again. I need to once we get off air, we'll find where you found it and
so we have
go get
like a
some.
Johnny Appleseed song we can play or anything like that. I love to do this.
Something.
I'd love to do this to you.
Bye
So
bye,
you do
Miss
it to me.
American Pie. Don McLean
Don McLean, yes, we're in.
coming up on 105.3 The Bear.
Pulled that one out of your butt.